or some volume down could or some sales could be an option. Something that price usually does, and actually I think it ended up doing, but in this case actually it's actually nice to look at spaces in here, right? So kind of we have this rectangle, actually good exercise to do, and then we do have a small rectangle, which kind of can be from this supply level, but then it's actually this one, right? Yeah, at this point you are entering when price is still underneath this edge, but I think price actually went a little bit. I think it did this. Did it do this? It did this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did. It broke above the high, right? A little bit. Even this supply level and there as well. Glad we didn't really stop you out, and price kind of reversed it. But yeah, but when it did this, it kind of gives you a little bit of the indication it wants to go higher, at least until the next extreme, which is somewhere in there. Yeah, let me just maybe use orange in here. It's actually a nice retail exercise to do it even on the 5 minutes chart and even during the night to see how price actually behaves. Yeah, when you do that, yes, there is a little bit of a risk that price may wants to go to the other one. Again, it doesn't mean that price will just do this and go there. Gladly for you, price actually did it and then it retraced before moving there. But it's already kind of a confirmation that most likely price wants to go to the other extreme, which can actually be based even on that low. Target, yes, could be this one, as you mentioned. However, the extreme of this actually white line is in here. This is demand zone. Come on. This is demand zone in here, right? Somewhere in there. Actually a little bit below these walls, which is actually kind of, actually there's maybe one in here on the 1 minute time frame where price reacted. So yeah, price just did that, actually took the walls a little bit, and now bear in mind, and maybe that's a point for the future today, is actually we broke actually this one. Now it becomes a little bit confused because we start going to see quite a few walls or zones being broken. So actually, for example, we broke this red line, and I think that's maybe even broke some walls on the left side, which means kind of in red you want to go down, in white you want to go up, but in the end maybe the other one is maybe the good level maybe to look for the best short, to look for maybe for this to happen eventually. Let's see if that plays out today during the NFP or not. But yes, we already have one broke of a low. I think these highs are reacting. No, they are not reacting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But when you start having this kind of zones, one breaking a low on the left side, but now this one becomes kind of the first one. So most likely in the other scenario, price wants to go higher until here before maybe going down. So yeah, for example, this can be a really nice zone to look for a sell when price retraces, which is basically where price kind of reacted at this point today. And meanwhile, it's already kind of moving down and it's kind of retesting somewhere in here. Let's see if it continues to go down or if it continues to go up. Another situation to be also to take a look at where is this high reacting to on the left side. If it's still not reacting from kind of the final good level, maybe there's a little bit of a resistance or supply a little bit above it. There's even the chance for us to even fake out this high altogether before falling through with the red engulf down, which is this one, because this wall already kind of broke these walls. And it becomes a little bit this dynamic between price scales, spaces, and this is the game. If you want to scalp, yeah, in terms of scalp of trading in a lower time frame, as soon as you see this high, for example, being broke, as soon as you see price breaking this high, you can start thinking about going longs. Where are you going to think about it? Maybe somewhere in here or somewhere in there. But because we already saw this one in there, this is your target, and this is now your attempt to start looking for sales, and you start doing something like this. If you want to scalp, that could be an approach. Go long there, go short in there, and there you go. On your trade, yeah, until we actually broke it, because we haven't broken that high, and there's a good chance that maybe price could go down straight away, respecting this level. Yeah, that could have been a good scenario. Any questions on these spaces and zones and stuff?
No.
yeah, it's maybe a little bit complex. I kind of like your trade. Yep. I just like to trade extreme. So actually maybe would like to look for a sell in there, not exactly in here. But one of the patterns that I like to see the most, actually, it's something like this, right? Price goes up, goes down, price goes down, goes up, goes down, and then kind of takes this high and then kind of goes further down. And that's something that I like to see. I would even actually prefer to see that this low actually managed to break this new low, to even see a little bit more confirmation that price want to go even farther down, and then yes, and then taking these highs out together and reversing. So yeah, if you do have these supplies still at the extremes fresh, and if you start eventually seeing double top, triple top somewhere in here, be cautious. More often than not, price is going to do this. You're going to be attracted to look for sells in here, but more often than not, price will just do this, take every stop loss. Just this is exactly an example of what you did. Where everyone that is looking to sell in here, where are they placing their stop losses? Just in here, underneath this one, right? So you can see how many stop losses, how many people are thinking the same way that you are doing, and how many stop losses are going to be in here. And eventually price is just going to do this, collect your stop losses, and now move down. And eventually it's going to say exactly the sentence that you said. Price ended up doing what I wanted, even though kind of I was stopped out. In this case, you actually were not stopped out, but that's the most common sentence, right? Price eventually moved into the direction that I wanted. However, I got stopped out of the trade, and price then did this. So yeah, just a common sentence, and that's one of the reasons, right? Because there's a fresh level just above it at the extreme, and we are trying to trade or to sell these mid-level highs that are just there to exactly do this. So then price can do this. Yeah, so be careful with the extremes. If the extremes are still fresh, be careful with them.